Thank you, colleagues. Today, I have a distinct honor. It's kind of a bittersweet honor, really, to honor this wonderful woman, Soledad Garcia, as she steps down from her 7-year tenure as president of the DWP Ratepayer Advocacy Committee. She has done an absolutely phenomenal job. Soledad was the first person to hold this position while also helping us craft the first ever citywide MOU with one of the largest departments, DWP. She has fought for fair and transparent processes during her tenure, always making sure that she spoke for the community who may not have always had the opportunity to do so. Whether it was down here in person or sometimes we saw you on our screen when you were down in San Pedro speaking, we knew that when Soledad spoke, she was speaking for the ratepayers. No question about it. She never had another agenda but to stand up for the ratepayers in Los Angeles, making sure that they were getting a fair and honest deal. She has a long track record of service to Los Angeles, having served as the first chair of the Neighborhood Council DWP Oversight Committee for 6 years, as Los Angeles MWD Director for 8 years. She has served as a city commissioner on the status of women, as the city bicentennial executive board direction, as a liaison between LAUSD and the United Way. There are so many things. When I was reading your resume, it was so impressive, but we would be here all morning if we really listed off everything that you have accomplished. I love it that you've been a resident of San Pedro for 40 years, during which time you've lived in the same house. That's great. You certainly are a pillar not only of that community, but I think really of the larger Los Angeles community. You're a remarkable woman with numerous outstanding accomplishments. She has dual PhDs in Education Administration and Latin American Studies, which has kept you in school for a long time. She loves learning. She will never stop studying. She calls her passion for learning a vocational habit. She has given years of service to the betterment of education in Los Angeles. She's served for 7 years as an LAUSD district administrator and has worked as a secondary school principal and assistant principal for 18 years. She has also been a professor at Cal State Northridge and Cal State Dominguez Hills. Soledad said that it was an easy transition from the field of education to the world of neighborhood councils, where she has served for 7 years on the board of Coastal San Pedro Neighborhood Council. She remarks, the idea of social service is something that never leaves you. You're used to working with people who need your help. Now that she's leaving this post, Soledad looks forward to returning to her hobbies of biking and skiing, which she hasn't had much time for in the past few years, but she's no stranger to exotic travel. She holds the distinction of having visited all 7 continents. Soledad, we cannot thank you enough for your years of service to the people. You really are the embodiment of what it means to be a public servant. You have served the people. That has been your only agenda. I am sad to see you leave this post. I think you're going to leave a huge void, but hopefully you'll keep your eye on all of us. And it looks like you brought some people here who will also keep their eye on us. But thank you for being such an advocate. It takes courage, it takes strength, it takes persistence, but it always takes a clear vision of what is right and what is wrong. You have always shown that. And I am very pleased on behalf of the entire City Council of Los Angeles to present to you this resolution today, acknowledging your service and thanking you for what you've done for the people that we serve as well. Thank you, Soledad.
Thank you, thank you.
And Ms. Hahn, Mr. Rosendahl would like to add his good wishes as well. Councilman Rosendahl.
Yes. First, when I saw them sitting over there, I went over to say hello to Dee Dee Odette. Come on, check out a little bit, Dee Dee. She's our a major historic player and an activist in Venice, with that triangle, the Oxford Triangle area, and throughout the city. So when I saw you, I went over, and then I saw Soledad. So what are we doing here today? And she said, we're being honored. But let me say this. You have honored us with your leadership on the rates at DWP. You have been a watchdog and a pit bull. And frankly, I'm now of a position, and I don't know if the politics of this, of a charter amendment to put in place a person with some title that looks at all those rates and all those figures and helps us understand it. And there's Nick Pitsouras talks about it, others talk about it. I don't know exactly what the language should be that makes sense, but what you've taught me is that we need an accountability and a watchdog. We need to understand these numbers. We need to figure it all out. Because my constituents and myself, I pick up my bill, half the time I don't know what the heck I'm dealing with here. And it goes up and this and that and so on. So I just want to thank you for your leadership in tough areas that you know, are dollars and cents to all of us. And I look forward to your continued involvement as we move forward with what I hope would be a charter amendment on the ballot that would give us a stronger accountability on the whole DWP business. But thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rosendahl. And I, too, strongly support that. I can think of no better legacy for Soledad than to get that on the ballot and get it passed. But I want to thank you and the entire committee for their extraordinary work. I know Ms. Perry, who's going to be returning shortly, would say the same thing. You have been an incredible, incredible bulwark of the public, a public voice for reasonable things, for making sure we have a green future, but an affordable future as well. And you've done an extraordinary job, the very finest of citizen activism. So we will miss your chairing that, but I know you will stay very active, and we want to thank you. And I know Mr. Labange wants to add his good wishes,
Ms.
too.
Hahn, as always, it's someone from your district who does great things. And Soledad, you've always been the voice here, which is so important, which is so good, and never afraid to use your voice, which is so important. And also with the new technology, from time to time, we would be watching you on the big screen to save you a trip 26 miles down here, and you would be in the San Pedro City Hall voicing it. I thank you for your advocacy and for your service, and I hope in all future endeavors a lot of great sunny days. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to say something?
Thank you, if I may. First, thank you, Councilwoman Hahn. I am surprised and delighted, and I feel very honored to be here before you. I want you to know that I've appreciated, and not only I, but all neighborhood councils, of your fantastic contribution to us and for your support, your continued support, not only for neighborhood councils, but for the DWP committees, all of us. And I know that in the future, this will continue to be there. And to the City Council, you have supported our DWP committees, both of them. And I look forward to your continued support in that respect, because there is a great deal that you can do and contribute to the ratepayers also. And I am delighted to hear what you've just said, Bill. I think that's fantastic. I want you to know that I have right here with me people who will also help. I am so pleased that we have Dee Dee from the West Side and a couple of people who really stepped up to the plate for the DWP committee and the MOU committee, and that's Tony, where are you? Tony Wilkinson and Jack Humperville, and I'm sure you've all heard of him. And we have people, all of our people, Mary Garcia, Tom, William.
Diane.
Dr. Clyde Williams.
From El Sereno. El Sereno. From El Sereno.
Yeah, from El Sereno.
Diane Rosen.
Diane Rosen, who did a fantastic job with Measure B, contacting all of the seniors in the valley, some of the things that we did. And of course, let's see, Frankie Barra from the
Here,
Central.
turn around and talk this way.
It's pretty hard to see behind me. But these are all good people who helped in not only I in the organization of Measure B, but these people really put it together. I'm very grateful to them, and we will do, and I'm sure they will continue.